I think it's wonderful that you all are here, and I'm thrilled to be here as your former congressperson and former state representative. My friend Bill Nelson is the reason that I'm here, of course, and I think you all know that he has a history of serving us and remembering why he's been elected to office. And we are very, very lucky and privileged to have him, having been our U.S. Senator for 12 years, and he has done a fabulous job for us. And during the short period of time that I was able to be in the halls of Congress, Bill and I had the privilege of working together on some very, very important issues, particularly about space issues and employment issues, health care, and we are very proud to say I, like the president, like Obamacare. Obamacare sounds good to me. So if they want to demonize the name, that's okay, but when their pre-existing conditions aren't covered, maybe they will think twice about that. But Bill and I have had the privilege of knowing each other as friends, and his lovely wife, Grace, is obviously a very important part of his ability to serve as a wonderful public servant. His son Billy is here with him tonight. He is married now. We have a family affair here with people who are from the Central Florida area, but Bill has long served us in a way that is proud, that is dignified, that is full of integrity, and that is focused on the things that are most important to us. And we know what those issues are. I don't have to list them for you, but I think it's extremely important that he's here tonight talking to the Women's Club, because this may very well be an election that is decided by women voters. That's right. So our ability those people who recognize our rights, our human rights, and our civil rights as women is a very, very important message for us to be sending, and a very important thing for Bill to be doing for us as our senator. So without further ado, let's talk longer than the candidate. I'm very proud and pleased to introduce Bill Nelson, my friend.
You all know the position and the importance of Florida.
Yes.
You know that the president can win the presidency without Florida, but if the president and the vice president win Florida, that's it.
Yes.
All right, now we're talking substance and we're talking truth. That's not what you've heard on the airwaves. Just take my case, my little race. $22 million of attack ads. $22 million of attack ads from outside shadowy groups. We don't know the source. They don't indicate who they are, and they're unlimited, and they're corporate funds trying to influence the system. Those attack ads have been on the air since April. That's the bad news. Good news is it hasn't moved the needle one bit. You all wouldn't be here if you were not concerned about the direction of our country. And you see what's happening.
Yes.
We are polarized. We have this attitude in America today, I don't want to hear your side. I'm all right, you're all wrong. It's my way or no way. Excessive partisanship, excessive ideological rigidity, and America can't function that way.
Yes.
The way you govern this country is that you respect the other person, you respect their point of view, and you work out your differences. And you work out your differences in a bipartisan way in order to achieve a workable solution.
Yes.
Now, you all have blessed me that even in this polarized environment, the fact that you gave me the privilege of public service and representing Florida and our country, I have been able to pass the Restore the Gulf of Mexico Act 76-22, a big bipartisan vote. I worked with a Republican senator to keep oil rigs off the coast of our state.
Yes! Yes!
We have restored the Everglades, and that restoration of the Everglades, working together in a bipartisan way, is continuing. And we have, not 2010, about the only thing that passed was the NASA bill charting the course of our future manned space program. And the way I passed that was with a Republican senator from Texas, Kay Bailey Hutchinson. The two of us wrote the bill, and then there was no daylight between us. We passed it unanimously in the Senate, and we got a 3/4 vote in the House. And it is the roadmap in law for the future space program as we now are building the new rockets after the space shuttle and keeping the International Space Station going with all of their research and development. We have 6 souls up there. You don't realize how big it is. It's 120 yards long. It's from one goalpost to another. And it's in 300 miles orbiting the Earth every 90 minutes doing research. Thank you for the great privilege that you give me of public service. Now, we got our hands full in the next 13 days. But if this turns out, and if people like me can survive, then after the election, we've got half the Senate ready to go to do a budget deal to reduce the deficit and to get revenue. Where in the world have you heard of a Republican willing to get tax revenue? We got it ready to go because we're going to do it by reforming the tax code, by getting rid of the special interest tax loopholes.
Yes.
Use that revenue and the president will be right there with us on this. I want to tell you that Joe Biden was one of my best friends in the Senate. And of course, whenever he comes into Florida, I try to get there. He was in. Last Friday, I met him when he came in over near Tampa at a senior community called Sun City. Not Sin City, Sun City. And you will see the president in here quite a bit. Now, you've heard the speculation. Look where the presidential candidates are going as to where they think they can win. It's just been announced today that the president and President Clinton will be in Orlando on Monday. In America is common sense. What we need is an ability to talk the truth. I have never seen things so twisted in my life as what we have seen in this. And if we all will do our part, and I know everybody in this room has already done their part, but you got to do an extra part.
Yeah.
You've got to go out and find those people that are occasional voters and explain to them how important this election is and get them to vote. Thank you from the bottom of our heart for the great privilege that you've given us. I was raised as a kid to think that public service is the highest calling, one of the highest callings. I still feel that way. Grace and I have tried to teach that to our son, and that's our son right there, Bill Jr. We still feel that way, and you honor us every day with this privilege of public service. But now's the time when it's getting serious. I want to encourage your consideration. I want to ask for your vote, and I want you to represent me for the people that I can't get to personally, and ask them that I'm asking for their vote, that I might continue the public service and keep some normality and some common sense in the mainstream of political thought. Because if people like me can survive in other Senate districts, all other Senate states, then we can get this ship of state righted. And once we do, then things are going to take off. We've already seen how the economy is improving, albeit painfully slowly. But look where we came from when we almost, 4 years ago, in October and September of 2008, we almost went into financial meltdown in this country. And slowly we started coming out, even to the point now that the last 2.5 years, 31 straight months, we have had private sector job growth. We want to keep that going. We don't want to go back. We want to go forward. And so thank you. Thank you on behalf of Grace and Billy and me and our daughter, Nan Ellen. Thank you for the great privilege that you've given us. God bless you.
One more year.